Grand Rising Kings and Queens, welcome back to my YouTube space. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting the Kenyan Beast. Thank you so much for supporting Pan-Africanism. Thank you so much for supporting Black unity. Thank you. I appreciate that. Even if you don't like me, but we like the unity of Black people. Let's like the unify Black people, okay? The topic I'm diving into today, I know it's often ignored or misinterpreted. Why am I saying so? The silence of Black people scares everyone. The silence of Black people scares the minority, the other minority groups. The silence of Black people scares the white system. Silence of Black people scares everyone. Our silence is not emptiness. Our silence shakes the room. It brings unease and it forces reflection. I said our silence is not emptiness because it is full of memory, strategy, power, and patience. And when we stop reacting as Black people, for example, Black Americans, when they stop reacting, the world starts panicking. You know, you will ask why. You will need my validation, but in this video, I will unpack that. Our silence is powerful and why it's feared and how it is slapping the whole world. Now, before I go down to my commentary, I want you to play videos. I want you to watch these videos that are featured here. It may be supporting this, the silence of Black people, just few videos, and then we continue. Please stick up to the end because a lot more good things are coming. Subscribe to Kenyan Beast.
Hey, y'all, did y'all know that only a president can inflict martial law, but he needs just cause to do that? But did you also know that only he can take martial law off the table? So that means he can keep martial law on for as long as he see fit. So in 2 years, when we want to vote these spineless ass congressmen out of office and put people in there that'll stand up to him, that's if he lasts 2 years, that he can still say we under martial law. And during martial law, there's no elections going on. You can't do elections during martial law. So he's trying to bait Black people to go out there and do violence and protest so he can say, oh, martial law, so it won't be no elections. Then that motherfucker can stay in there forever. In 4 years, he can say, oh, we still under martial law. That's what he's trying to do. So I'm going to keep putting videos out there and say, Black people, stay in the house. The system been doing us wrong for so fucking long, and now the system needs us for violence. It needs our attitude. It needs our violence. It needs us to get angry. So they trying to release people that they know will make us angry. So just stay angry and just stay sitting. Because by doing nothing, we're disrupting this natural flow of America. America is being disrupted. Because without Black people doing what we do best, the system is breaking down. And not to mention Trump breaking down the system by his damn self. But it needs us. So we ain't going to give him what he wants. Release them all. That's all I say. We still ain't going to do nothing. They'll probably get theirs in the street, but we ain't going to do nothing. We ain't going to go out there. We're sitting down and doing nothing because right now we're fucking winning this shit. And we could play the long game. We've been playing this game since America started. We can start this game over again.
Let us understand first what the silence really is, especially for Black people. In a society that thrives on noise, in a society that thrives in speed and constant distraction, silence becomes revolutionary. When a Black person goes silent, it's not because they have nothing to say. It is because they have said everything before. We have said everything as Black people. FBS have said everything. Africans have said everything. You know? It's because we have said everything before. But you know what? No one listened to what we said. So silence for us is not defeat. Silence for us is a discernment. It's divine. And we come from a people who have to think before they speak, move in silence to survive, watch before reacting. Because reacting wrongly could mean death. Black people, we came from slavery to Jim Crow law, from colonization to mass incarceration. Black silence has never been a passive. It's been a protective. And today that silence has really transformed. It is no longer just about survival. It's about planning. It's about strategy, you know? It's about control. So, right now, I will say this. We are not just quiet. No. We are not just quiet. We are quietly building empires as black people. We are quietly shifting power. We are quietly rediscovering who we are as black people. So the silence is not weakness. The silence is a war preparation. That's reality. And that's why they are scared to the core. They don't know what we are preparing. They don't really know what is coming. You know, they always see us on protest, shouting and everything. But when we go silent, let me tell you, for example, you have wronged your parent, your mother in the house, and you stole something, and she knows. And then she comes in the house and just go quiet. She does not speak anything about that. She does not complain, does not talk about what you did. And let me tell you for fact, inside your stomach, it will be boiling. Your heart will be pumping. You will be in total panic. And that's what's happening when black people across the globe go silent. That's what's happening when black Americans go silent, you know? And this is happening because silence has been a powerful force for black people for centuries. Long before the hashtags, long before marches, long before cameras, silence was a powerful weapon to us. I love going back to history, and I'll take you back in 1917. Silent parade in New York. Over 10,000 African Americans marched down Fifth Avenue in silence, protesting lynchings and anti-black violence. They did not shout, they didn't chant, they just moved silently in unity. Underline that word, in unity. And that silence shook the city. I love history. I love going back to the history so that I know what I'm telling you. If I go back further to the era of slavery, enslaved Africans used silence as survival. They didn't always speak openly, but they braided maps into each other's hair. They sang coded songs and used silence to organize revolts. Back again during apartheid in South Africa, silence became a weapon. Schools were boycotted, business were silently abandoned, communities went on silent strikes. In Haiti, again, silence was used to plan the very revolutions that overthrew European rule. A silent gathering in the forest became the beginning of the world's first successful black slave rebellion. So silence is ancestral. Silence is intentional. Silence is sacred. And it has always been there. It has always frightened those who misunderstood its meaning. Let me ask you, why do you think our silence scares them? Why? Because the system is built on black people being loud enough to monitor, but not powerful enough to lead. And when we are loud, they label us aggressive. When black Americans or black people are angry, they say we are dangerous. But when we are silent, they don't know what to do. So because silence is unreadable, it is unpredictable too. And when black people no longer react to every news cycle, every insult, every tragedy, it means that we are no longer playing their game. The reason why they study us is because they know they have mastered us going on protest. They have mastered what to do. The reason why they don't want us to go silent is because they know our moves when we are loud. They know our moves when we are marching. But they can't manipulate the silence. They can't legislate the silence. When you are silenced, there's no law to say you don't be silent. But there'll be law to say that you do not need to go to the streets. So they can't cope silence. And that terrifies them. Because in that silence, black people are building unity. In that silence, black people are building wealth, independence, and identity. So we are no longer performing for the system, entertainment, you know? And that is a revolution. Our silence is not a retreat. Our silence is a realignment. It's where power is born before it explodes. Our silence is where we became unstoppable. Because they can't fight what they can't see coming. They can't fight what they don't hear. They can't fight what they don't see. They don't know, you know? We are in the age of social media where silence has evolved too. Before, silence was in physical matches or family discussions. But now, silence looks like logging off. Silence looks like reacting to every post. It looks like not arguing. Silence looks like not arguing to or with ignorance online. Silence looks like not reacting to every post. Black people are starting to realize that not every fight is worth energy. And that's why you see black people online saying that do not go, do not protest, don't fall into the trap, don't fall into the bait. We as black people are seeing a rise in quiet exist. Quiet boycotts, quiet unfollowing, quiet rejection of anti-black narratives. And when this happens, media starts speculating. Why are black players quiet? Why isn't the black celebrity speaking out? Why is the black outrage? You know, we don't owe outrage. We owe ourselves peace as black people. Black Americans, you owe yourself peace. And you are choosing when to speak, I know that, and when to conserve. Because now, we as black people, we know the game. We know. We have watched how the system used the pain for ratings. We know the game, okay? And we are no longer performing grief. We are choosing power over performance right now. And that is shaking the very algorithm that was designed to control black people. I'll say this. When a black man is silent, people often assume he's uneducated, maybe detached or dangerous. But often, the silence is his wisdom. It is his ability to read them. It's his ability to read a room. When you enter a room and you keep on talking, you can read anyone. But when you enter a room, you stay quiet and look directly in their faces. You are reading the room. It is his protection of his energy. In a world that constantly asks black men to explain, defend, or prove, silence is revolutionary self-preservation, you know? Now black women, when they go silent, people say that they are bitter, maybe they are cold or disconnected. But the truth is that silence is scared. Silence, it is centuries of crying or centuries of carrying everyone burden. I'm sorry. And finally putting it down. Black women living, and now their silence mean they are tired of repeating themselves. They are choosing joy, healing, and growth. And that silence, it is terrifying to a system that relied on the labor of black people, to the system that relied on their emotional, physical, and spiritual. Because you know what? When black women stop fighting for everyone, let me tell you, and start fighting for themselves, the game changes completely. Completely, you know? Black Americans are quietly returning to Africa. That's what we are seeing. It is happening. And Africa are quietly cutting off Western control. Black Caribbean are quietly reclaiming cultural sovereignty. All over the world, black people are making moves without press releases, without noise, without permission. You just wake up and you hear 1,000 black Americans are in Ghana. You just wake up and you hear someone, black American, bought these thousands and thousands of land in Kenya. Land is being bought. Schools are being built. You know, traditions are being restored. Unity is forming across Africa, across the oceans. And yet, the mainstream media says nothing. Because they know, once black people stop shouting and start building, it's already too late to stop the wave. That's the reality. We are no longer asking for a seat on the table. We are building our own table. We are building our own halls. We are building our own government, our own future. And it's happening in silence. It's happening right now because silence protects visions until ready to be manifested. And there's also spiritual side of this. In many African and diasporic traditions, silence is holy. In the Yoruba tradition, silence connects with the ancestors. In black churches, silence before a sermon is called expectations. So it's spiritual. In meditation, silence is where God speaks. This isn't just about culture, it's divine. Silence is where clarity lives. Silence is where visions are received. Silence is where identity is rebuilt. Black people are rediscovering this. We are stepping away from distinctions, from the chaos, from the noise designed to confuse us. We are returning ourselves. We are returning to our senses in stillness. And the more we do that, the more the world begins to unravel. You know, they have built their systems on our chaos, reality. They have built their systems on our pain, but they can't survive our peace. They can't do that. Have you ever noticed how much effort is made to break our silence? If you know, you know. Think about it. They provoke us in media, hoping we will react. They pass laws, just signing laws, hoping we will react or we will riot. They troll black people online, hoping we will rage. Because the silence of black people robs them of control. When black people are silent, they don't know if they are planning. They don't know if we are retreating. They don't know if you are ready for action, you know? So they push harder and harder, hoping that black people will explode and confirm their stereotypes. When we stay grounded, in silence, their manipulation fails. But when this system is scared, you know, the silence of black people has scared the system because it means that we have outgrown their tricks. We have become unreadable. And what they cannot read, they can't control. And that's why silence is so dangerous, because it means that we are no longer performing. You know, I always say this, in everything I teach, in everything I react, I see, I talk, we need to have what we can do about this, or ask ourselves, where are we going from here? You know, As black people, let's keep moving in wisdom, in strategy, in silence when necessary. You know, the future of black power is not in shouting louder, you know? The future of black power is in moving in silence. It is in teaching of our children. We need to teach our children the power of inner peace, to teach our children about our history. It is showing them how to act, not just react. Sometimes you react with anger in your heart, but if you act, you will act wisely. You know, we don't have to explain ourselves anymore. We don't have to fight every platform, to fight every battle. ICE is raiding Latinos, we go there. We don't need to do that. We don't have to convince people who will never care. Instead, we need to focus inward. We need to build outward, and we move like a storm in stillness, quietly. You know that? And that is the revolution. A silent revolution, but a powerful one. To my beautiful black people, I will say this: your silence is not weakness, and it's power, okay? And it is deep. It is the deep breath you take. That is the transformation. Don't let this world rush you. Don't let this world bail you or exhaust you, black person. Let them fear your silence, because it means that you are making, you are thinking, you are building, you are healing, you are hating. Or you are not hating, you are waiting behind your silence. So don't apologize for being silent. Don't explain it. I see Latinos are asking, why are black Americans not fighting with us? Minority groups want black people to fight for them. Let's continue to remain silent, because soon the world will hear what we have been preparing, okay? Just let the message hit home. Drop the fire comment and drop your comment down there. What do you think about the video? Until next episode, I'll say peace be with you. Always. Grand Rising, Kings and Queens. Don't forget to subscribe.